everyone, and welcome to Kick It to Scoops. I'm your host, Cooper Gretsch, the sole admin of AFL information, trade rumours and results. And I've got a big show lined up for you guys and girls today. We've got the world-famous segment, Scoops Goes Bang. We've got my Team of the Week, we've got the review of the round just gone upcoming, my Supercoach Talk, some general news I want to talk about, and some big guest announcements. But before we get to that, please smash that like button if you have not already. Turn on the bell for all notifications and subscribe if you haven't already. We're aiming for 20 likes for this video, so smash that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. You like the video, you like me, you like the content, whatever, smash that like button. If you do, you would like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Get your mates on board. Get your mates who love footy to sub. Plain and simple, you get 24/7 content with me. Whereas interviews, goal kicking challenges, weekly podcasts, vlogs, matchday vlogs, cricket vlogs, opinionated videos, and the whole shebang. Please get them to subscribe. I want to aim for 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year. If we get there, there'll be a giveaway once we hit 3K and a proper giveaway. And I'm looking at the prizes right now. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Please smash that like button and subscribe. It will greatly appreciate it. Now, two big guests. One I had on yesterday, which you all would have seen. AFL YouTuber Connor Rogers, the right-hand man for Caden McDonald. But yeah, I had him on yesterday on Sunday. Really appreciate Connor Rogers coming on, AFL YouTuber Connor Rogers. It was a great chat, Carlton man. I laid out the challenge. Saints, my Scoops destroys in a football match against Caden McDonald's Dosso's Demons, which Connor is a part of. We're waiting on Caden to give the response. Connor is happy for it, but Caden, it's up to you, Caden. The challenge is still there, mate. Accept the challenge. I will assemble a team of 5 or whatever it is against your 5 people. And just have a good day out of it, Caden. It'd be greatly appreciated. Now, I did say there'll be a big guest announcement. And I'm going to start with a bang. Not Scoops Goes Bang, but I'm going to bang on about who the next guest is. I'm not bang on about, but I'm going to tell you who the next guest is. Drum roll, please. And this is big. I ain't making this up. This is big. Drum roll, please. It's Melbourne Stars, BBL, General Manager Blair Crouch. The Melbourne Stars Big Bash League General Manager Blair Crouch. Yes, you heard me correctly. The GM of the Melbourne Stars, the biggest Big Bash club, my Melbourne Stars. I had the General Manager of the Melbourne Stars on today, Blair Crouch. We go through so many topics. That video will be released 5 p.m. on Tuesday afternoon/night. Now, here is some of what you're going to hear tomorrow at 5 p.m. Just bear with me. Where is it gone? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Oh, okay. Hang on. But yeah, we're talking about a whole lot of topics. But here is a sneak peek of what you're going to see tomorrow night at 5 p.m. And I was so excited to land this. We've had this lined up for a while. And I'm so pumped to finally get it to happen. Blair's a great guy. And here's a sneak preview. I'm going to tell you what we're talking about after this. But here is a sneak preview of what you're going to see tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Trade work. So therefore, Sam was the one that we were most keen on. And so I'm happy to share with you.
I'll play that again.
Trade work. So therefore, Sam was the one that we were most keen on. And so I'm happy to share with
you. You heard that at the end. He's happy to share. Happy to share what? There is multiple exclusives. Not 1, not 2, but 3 exclusives Blair gives me. So I really do appreciate Blair coming on. I recorded it today. You will see it in full tomorrow at 5 p.m. Keep an eye out for that. 5 p.m. Tuesday, the interview with Blair Crouch. Now, you're probably going, oh, Scoops, this is a football page, isn't it? Well, when you can get a big name guest of cricket You go about the biggest Australian cricket league in the competition, the BBL. The Melbourne Stars General Manager, Blair Crouch. We go through some list management, talking about why Adam Zampa left the Melbourne Stars and went to the Renegades, why they wanted Sam Harper, the international draft, when that is. He exclusively revealed that on the show as well. There's a few things I'm just holding out not to say that he had some big news a lot regarding their list management, who some players that they're targeting, who they have got, who they're looking at, everything like that, and plenty more. What, as I said, Zampa left the Stars. It's just a lot of great information about the fixturing, about some exclusive announcements he wants to make, and he made on the channel, on my podcast, which you'll find tomorrow night at 5 p.m. I'm just so excited for you guys to check it out. So if you could check it out, if you're a cricket fan, you will love this. And even if you're not a cricket fan and you think about liking cricket, this is the topic you need to watch. We go through the standard of cricket, everything like that. And if you're a Melbourne Stars fan, you don't want to miss out this. You want to find out their list strategy, who they're targeting, who they've gotten, who he's exclusively revealed that they're getting, stuff like that, and what they're getting. And I just can't wait for you guys to watch this. I cannot stress this enough. This is big, and some 3 big exclusives he reveals. So check that out tomorrow at 5 p.m. Now, it is time for that world-famous segment, Scoops Goes Bang. Wow. Scoops, what are you going to bang on about today? Well, there's a fair few things to bang on about. As always, it's mandatory. I have late inclusion. But one thing I want to bang on about first, and I've been harping on it in my mind since Saturday night. Kane Cornes. Oh, sorry, Sunday to yesterday. Volcano Kane Cornes. Mate, a guy that I used to respect. Then, what's happened, Kane, the last year and a half? You know. But I always appreciated that you would speak your mind and you don't back down, and you still don't. So I still appreciate that. But some of your comments lately have been utterly ridiculous. The Horn Francis thing, we don't need to go through that again. But now, no one can call me biased here. Zach Merrett, an Essendon player, played his 200th game. His team was shit. Absolutely, they were garbage. They were embarrassing, like Kane said. But for Kane to say that's why he shouldn't get shared off, it's embarrassing. He says they just got spanked, get in the rooms and don't do that crap. Kane, it's 200 games, mate. 200 games. Not one game, not 50, 200. Now, personally, I feel like if you want to be cheered off at 100 games, 150, 200, etc., in 50s, fine. But Kane, it's 200. They have every right to cheer him off. They weren't boasting and cheering on like, oh, yeah, we forgot about the game. Kane, it's a milestone that you can only get once. So it is something to be cheered on about. Then you had to go Roy Sloane being cheered off for 250. Now 250. Kane, we know you don't like the Crows, but it's 250 games, Kane. And then, I thought they were both bad. And now, I don't like umpires at all. I think they're terrible. And they're, to quote a good friend of mine from the live streams, the umpires are useless. But I think it was Brett Roseberry. Or Simon Mills, one of them. Game 500. And say, this is just getting ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. But Kane, he's like saying, leave it to the players and all that. I get that. But in this example, it is fair enough. 500 Kane. 500. About 200 more games than yours. 200 more. 500 is a monumental, rare achievement for anyone, a player, umpire, anyone, coach, anything. It is an achievement to be recognised. And, Kane, seriously, you're embarrassing yourself week by week. Kane, you say you're not clickbaiting. Well, it's hard to believe that that's not for clicks. Kane, lift your game. You'll probably volcano me next week, but, well, you've just been Scoops Goes Banged. Now, the late inclusion to the list was something I just only remember while I started recording, just before I started recording. The umpiring of the Melbourne-Brisbane game was absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking. Now, you could argue here. I know people are going to argue this with me. Oh, Melbourne had a 4-goal lead. Brisbane were dominant from then on in the first quarter. When Melbourne got 4 goals up, Brisbane clicked and they were better, far better for the rest of the night. You could argue that Brisbane were defensive and whatnot. But forget all that. In these examples alone, I'm going to tell you why they were robbed at the Brisbane Lions. You go to about 30 seconds ago, before Jake about a minute and a half, before Jake Melksham marked that match-winning goal in the end, it shouldn't have got to that case. Max Gawn took it out of the ruck illegally, disposed of it illegally, and it was play on. You know, people were telling me and arguing that in the comments and on the live streams, like, oh, but it happens a million times a game. Yeah, it probably does. Doesn't give it a right for it not to be paid. They all should be paid. And people are like, oh, yeah, but they don't pay them all the time. Does not matter. It should be paid. It's ridiculous. And it's cost Brisbane the game. Plain and simple. Melksham, great kick. It looked like it was going to fall short, but it's a whole story for another day. And then you go to the debated one. Now, I'm not saying this one was definitely in favour of Brisbane, but have a look for yourself. Eric Hipwood and Jake Lever. And now you could be arguing here, going, oh, Scoops. Lever's clearly got it in between his elbow. But yeah, you can see Hipwood's right hand around his head, right? Trying to mark it. If you can see, Hipwood's got tape on his left shoulder there. The white tape you can see. You can see how his arm's bent. And you can see his elbow is like elbow in line with Lever. You can see the dark part of his elbow in the blurry photo. You can see his elbow. And the direction of where his elbow's pointing, where you can see Lever's right hand, Hipwood's hand's got to be under that. So I feel, personally, that he was robbed. It's a bit hard to tell. What I would have liked to have known is whether the umpire clearly didn't pay it to Hipwood because he would have allowed him to have the shot. But I would love to know, and I haven't seen it anywhere, so if you do know, if the umpires have clarified this, please let me know in the comment section below. Was that paid a mark to Lever? Or was that one of those ones where they would have balled it up because they couldn't tell who marked it? I would love to know who it was, because regardless of this fact here, this could have been a robbed moment. But until I know what the umpire's call was, then I'll kind of tell you if it was robbed or not. I don't think we would ever know. But regardless of the Max Gawn illegal disposal, that was definitely there. The AFL, they've given Melbourne one game before against Gold Coast. It was the biggest rip-off in AFL history. The worst umpiring I've ever witnessed in my whole life was Gold Coast and Melbourne this year in that fourth quarter alone when they had 8 gifted frees. We ranted on about it big time that week in SCOOPS Bang on the podcast. And here's again, Melbourne getting handed another opportunity. It's really embarrassing. It truly, truly is. To the AFL umpiring department, Kane Cornes, let your game! Pathetic. It truly, truly is pathetic. Hope you guys enjoyed that edition of the world famous segment, Scoops Goes Bang. Now, one thing I forgot to say at the top, you want me on Cameo, head to cameo.com/CooperG. Want me to roast a friend, wish someone happy birthday, anything at all, cameo.com/CooperG. I'm watching the like button at the moment, guys. Keep smashing that like button. I would greatly appreciate it if you go smash that like button. Feel free to donate if you don't have to. That's not mandatory. I'm happy with just a like and subscribers. I care about that more than the money. I care about my fans. Unlike some, I don't charge them to watch interviews. The interview you're going to see tomorrow with Blair Crouch, I'm not making you pay to watch it. Interview with Connor Rogers, the ones with Craig McRae, Jane Stevenson, Xavier Dersma, Zane Dersma. The list goes on and on and on. Whoever I've interviewed in the past. I never, Philip Ho, Jinby, Ollie Hollands, Josh Weddle. I never made any of you people pay to watch or listen to any of that, unlike some. So clearly I'm not in it for the money. I'm doing it because I love doing what I'm doing and for you guys. Some people can't say that. And I reply to my friends. Some don't. A lot don't, actually. Even the ones that do, it's a rarity. I respond to my fans. I appreciate you all. You know who you all are. Now, before we go through the team of the week, let's go through the ladder. It's a tight ladder. It's very, very interesting. Now let me move that banner off so we can see the full ladder. In first place, we've got the Pies on 60 points, the Power on 56 points in second after their loss to Carlton. Brisbane in third place on 48. Melbourne in fourth place on 44. Now, we'll stop right there. Melbourne is 6 points clear, albeit they're not playing well. I think that top four is locked in, and that'll be the order right there. So you would have Collingwood, Melbourne qualifying final of the MCG, and you have Power and the Lions at Adelaide Oval in the qualifying final. Then we go to the fifth all the way to the bottom. Between 5th and really 12th, 13th, 14th, I'd eliminate Fremantle. Mathematically, they're not eliminated, but they have to win them all and then hope results go their way. So we can eliminate Freo. Sydney, Gold Coast, Adelaide, Richmond, Carlton, and GWS, all vying for the last 4 spots in the 8. Geelong, St Kilda, Bulldogs, and Essendon are no guarantee. None of them are a guarantee, even though I'd like to say the Saints are a guarantee. But in 5th place, Geelong on 38 points at a percentage of 122.9. The Saints still in 6th place on 36 points at a percentage of 104.3. Very vital percentage here. Because you've got the Bulldogs in 7th place on 36 points, also at 103.5. So 0.8 ahead of the Saints. The Bombers are in 8th place, also on 36 points on 101.2 after they got a spanking from Geelong on 70-odd points. They're at 101.2. They're 3.1 behind the Saints, thank Christ. And they are 2.3 behind the Bulldogs. Then you got the Giants in 9th place on 36 points as well on 99.4. Great win against the Crows. They deserve that victory. The Giants, beware the Giants. Contenders for the 8. I've been saying since the start of the season. They've had one bad game all year against the Pies at the G, and that was it. Every other game, whether they won or lost, have been in it to the last quarter, even the last few minutes in some games. Toby Green in the Derby. They play each other in a couple of weeks, so that'll be interesting how that game goes. And it'll quickly end one of their seasons, especially if the Swans lose that game, if they're not out of it by then already. Then you got, so the Giants are 99.4%. They are 1.8% outside of the 8. So beware the Giants, I've been saying it. Carlton on 34 points in 10th place, 111.4. Their percentage only really factors Richmond's and Geelong's and Sydney's. It's an interesting one there. And Richmond, but I don't think Richmond make it. But it's been a Richmond. They're in 11th place on 34 points, same as Carlton, and 99.8%, so about 12% behind, give or take, 11.6. In 12th place, you've got the Crows. See how tight this ladder is. They're gone from top 8 to 12th in a round. 32 points at 114.8. The percentage is decent, but their points a bit of a question mark, and they've got an interesting game against Melbourne this week. And the Suns, after beating my Saints, are in 13th place on 32 points and 94.6. The Swans in 14th place on 30 points, a percentage of 110.3. The Suns' percentage is 94.6. Freo in 15th on 28 points. Hawthorn in 16th on 20 points. North Melbourne in 17th place on 8 points. And the Eagles, decent effort against the Tigers yesterday, in 18th place on 4 points. What sides do I think make it and don't make it? I think the 8 is almost set. I think there's one team that's in that 8 right now that doesn't get in, and that's the Bulldogs. Purely off the draw, really. Bulldogs and Essendon play each other. This is going to be a big game. Whoever loses this is in trouble, but not so much if Essendon lose, because they've got a couple of easy games. They've got a way better fixture than Bulldogs. I see the Saints and Geelong staying in. Pains me to say that. I don't want Geelong to make it at all, but I think they will. Here we go. They got the Lions this week. They lose that, then those teams win below, then they get bumped down, and then we're talking about them potentially not making it again. But I think they make it. Then you got the Saints. I think they make it. We got North and Hawthorn next, who should be winning them. No excuses there. We play Carlton and Richmond. Who knows there? Then you got Geelong and then Brisbane. So the Brisbane game will be tough to cap at the end of the season. Geelong, who knows? Carlton, we should win. Richmond should win, even though we just lost to Richmond recently. But it's not at the MCG. It'll be a marvel. All following 5 of the last 6 games for the Saints are at Marvel, at the home ground. Great to see. And then the Bulldogs, well, they've got a bit of a tougher draw than some. They got the Giants soon as well, so it's going to be very interesting to see how the Bulldogs go. If they lose this round, they're in trouble of missing the 8. And I think the Giants will take their spot. Yeah, that's how I think it'll end. Carlton is still a chance. Gold Coast is a small chance. I don't think Richmond make it. I know they're closer than Carlton, but I don't think they make it at all. But that's my thoughts on the ladder. Now, I want to stress too, if you haven't checked out my trade video, go on my recent videos. It's almost at 1,000 views, so I really appreciate everyone that's watched that video and liked it so far. Go through all the trade rumors. It's only a week and a bit ago, and most of them are still up to date. So go check that out if you haven't already. Would greatly appreciate it. I might pin some of these videos in the comment section or even in the description of the video. Now, another thing I want to go through before we get to the team of the week and everything else like that is Brodie Grundy. He's stuck in the twos. I said from the start, Brodie Grundy joining Melbourne wasn't the right move for him or the club. Neither Gawn or Grundy are good in the ruck. Not good in the forward line. The great ruckman. Apologise for that mistake. They're great forwards. Butchering it, as good mate Shannon would say. Damn it. By the way, Shannon Humphreys, man from my live streams, will be on the podcast next week. Shannon's looking forward to that. If he answers the notification, then he'll be on at some point during the podcast next week. Shannon, be ready, mate. Next Monday. It's Shannon's big day. It's his birthday too, so happy birthday, Shannon, for next Monday, mate. But yeah, that's that. So Brodie Grundy, key forward, he isn't good at. Same with Gawn. They can't play very. They're both too good for the twos. Now that Grundy's in the twos, may not be back for a few weeks. Jared Waitley said this tweet. This is a real tweet. He said, I see him at a third club next year. He'll be getting paid by Collingwood. He'll be getting paid by Melbourne, but he'll be first ruck somewhere else. I agree. I think he will be somewhere else. I've said the same thing. Talking to people on the live stream last night and a few other people off stream. And I'm wondering, will Melbourne be paying as well? Because Collingwood's still paying for Melbourne. And if Collingwood were paying Melbourne for, say, 2 or 3 years of Grundy's contract, technically aren't they still paying? Collingwood's paying Grundy. Melbourne would then pay Grundy if he's gone. That'd be a real interesting one. Then his third club would be paying him at some point. It's just very interesting. And there's 3 clubs I think he would suit the best. It's Geelong, Port Adelaide, and the Saints. Now you're going to say, oh, come on, St Kilda, here we go. I've been told that St Kilda are interested in Brodie Grundy and Lockie Whitfield, by the way. That's an exclusive for you. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think Brodie would be better suited at Geelong or Port for him individually in terms of being the number 1 ruck. Marshall at St Kilda could complicate it a little bit, but I personally have been saying for a long time, bringing in a Brodie Grundy type, Brodie could be the ruckman. Rowan Marshall can strengthen that forward line. He can play as a forward. Yes, he's done well as a ruckman, but he can play well as a forward. He's good at mobile player around the ground too. So Rowe can be the pinch hit ruckman and plays more of a permanent form of King and Membry and Higgins and Butler and Filippo and Owens. It makes the forward line look so much more dangerous there. So that's what I would do if I was St Kilda. And that's what I would do if I was Grundy. But Port Adelaide's from SA. I mean, perfect fit. Their life sets towards the end. The younger ruckmen aren't ready or not good enough. In Geelong, they've never had a ruckman for ages. Seckler's gone soon. Stanley's not a number 1 ruckman. So they're the perfect fits for Brodie Grundy, I see. Now, it is time for my team of the week. Alrighty. My round 18 AFL team of the week. From the back line, the pockets, Dan Rioli and Kadeen Coleman. Fullback, Sam Taylor. Half-back line, the flankers, Will Powell and Lockie Whitfield. Centre half-back, Darcy Moore. Wingman, Carl Amon and Rory Atkins. Centreman, Rory Laird. The half-forward line, flankers, Jack Silvani and Christian Petrarca. Centre half-forward, Joe Danaher. Forward pockets, Tom Papley and Toby Green. Full forward, Tom Hawkins. The ruckman, Tim English. Rovers, Nick Dacos and Dan Houston. Interchange, Luke Bruce, Josh Kelly, Errol Goulden and Max Gawn. And the sub, Bailey Scott. My 4 emergencies, Jamie Elliott, Connor Nash, Andrew Brayshaw and Nasiah Wanganeen Malira. Now, reasons for the team of the week. Dan Rioli at 31. He was Richmond's best player. Kadeen Coleman. Now, he had 18 disposals, but when he used it, he's at 80-odd% efficiency. He used it very well. He's part of the chains, better the run through the middle, kicking into the link-up player to their forward line. It was very good, and he's good ball using, decent decision-maker generally. I thought he had a good game. Not a big disposal game, but when he used it, it was impactful. So I had him in. Sam Taylor, 21 disposals, like 11 marks and intercept possessions. He's 1%. He killed Tex Walker. He had a great game. Will Powell, you're watching. There you go. You're in the team. Yeah, he did. He had a great game against the Saints. He had about 26 odd disposals. It was again a bit like Coleman. He was good in the chains, intercept marking, good ball user, decision maker. Had some good run off halfback and had some important moments when the Saints were going forward. He was always one of the few that were stopping that run and chain from the Saints. So he did well. Darcy Moore did well, like 11 intercept possessions was an obvious choice. Lockie Whitfield, 28 disposals in game 200. Well done, Lockie Whitfield, superstar. I'm with the Saints, mate, like I just said before. Would love to have you there, run off the wing or half back. Be an upgrade on what we got there at the moment. So have Sinks and on one half back line, and you have Whitfield on the other, or both in the midfield on the wing. That'd be a nice combination for sure. I'm lucky join the Saints. Broads, you're welcome to. Ready, Grundy? Yeah. Where are you? Whitfield, 28 disposals in his milestone game. High efficiency, like 80% efficiency. Elite ball user, decent kick, decent decision maker, good runner. That's a perfect example of the Saints need. Carl Amon on the wing, who they were linked to. 32 disposals, kicked to goal, was terrific, 80% efficiency, like 700 metres gained. Great game from Carl Amon. Rory Laird kicked to goal, 33 disposals, about 15 contested possessions, a lot of tackles and clearances, score involvements. Rory Laird is a great player and deserves a spot in the team. Rory Atkins, or Macrow at the Suns the last 3 years, got a 5-year deal when he did. 32 disposals and 2 goals. He was great, Rory Atkins, and we couldn't stop him, unfortunately, and he had a ripper game. Jack Silvani, one of the best games he's ever played. 4 goals, like 20-odd disposals. Unfortunately, when Harry Mackay got a knee injury, he's going to miss about 6 weeks, by the way. Jack Silvani seemed to have played even better. And the structure looked very good for Carlton. But anyway, we're talking about Jack Silvani at the moment. That's without Harry Mackay because it fits De Koning and Silvani better positionally and structurally. Jack Silvani, 4 goals, 20 disposals. Joe Danaher kicked 2-3, 24 disposals, 11 marks or so. He had a bloody ripper game. And when you see the Brownlow votes, between the Scoops Medal votes, extravaganza show between round 24 and the week 1 of the finals, you will see if Joey polls in this game. It was terrific, marvellous, amazing. Where are we? Christian Petrarca kicked 4, mainly as a 4, so deserves a spot on the team. Tom Papley kicked 4, was terrific for the Swans in their win over the Bulldogs. 2 late goals in the last quarter, he was awesome. Tom Hawkins kicked 5, had to be in. Destroyed Brendan Thatcher. Toby Green, 3 goals and 20 disposals, was a key part in while the Giants beat the Crows. Luke Bruce on the bench, kicked 4, decent for the Hawks. Thought he did better than he did in possession. He only had 7, but he had a ripper game. Great shots, great kick off his left and right foot. Bruce is a silky, smart user. Josh Kelly, 28 disposals in the goal, was terrific. Important goal in the last quarter again. Josh Kelly's a great play. 5 goals to 0 in that last quarter. Errol Goulden had about 30 odd disposals and had a good game for the Swans. Max Gawn, 29 disposals and goals, a ruckman like 33 odd hitouts. You could say he was stiff not to be on the ground, but English got 60 hitouts and 22 disposals. So it was very hard. They both deserve a spot on the team. No matter how many tools, he was always getting in, both of them. So Tim English, as I just said then. Nick Dacos, 36 disposals a goal. Do I have to repeat it every week? You just put it on loop every week. He's a great player and probably a good favourite for the red hot favourite of the Brownlow with Jack Sinclair. Dan Houston, we don't have a problem. Well, maybe the Power do after that loss. I think they're fine. But he had 41 disposals, like 80% efficiency, like 800 metres gain. He's a freaking fantastic player, Dan Houston. But sure, he's signed up long-term too for the Power. And then the sub, Bailey Scott, 34 disposals for the Roos. Having a good year, Bailey Scott. He pulled in their top 5, I think, in their BNF last year. Doesn't say much over the team. But he had a great game and deserves a spot as a sub. Then the emergencies, Jamie Elliott kicked 4. Connor Nash had 32 odd disposals. Andy Brazier had 30. Nasai Wangley and Malira off halfback had 28 disposals. Was pretty decent as well. That's my team of the week for round 18. Now, speaking of round 18, let's go review the round 18 games. Started all the way back on Thursday night at the SCG. It was the Swans 78 defeated the Bulldogs 78. Swans by 2 points. Well, Beveridge has to go. Plain and simple. He's done. Fastest use by date should have gone last year. Getting angry at the media again for the Bailey Smith talk. Like, Bevo, it's time to hang him up. Hang up the boots. We'll hang up the pen coaching role, that is. It's over, mate. The Bulldogs might make the finals, but you're stagnating. You're not going up. You're just stagnating. You're not making any improvement. How do you have that midfield and some decent forwards and be this... Well, they're not bad, but like inconsistent is a concern. That backline is useless. Gardner, Keith, O'Donnell, Liam Jones, all useless. Not good options in that backline. Dale and Daniel, they're only two good backmen. And then halfbacks, Duray, not good enough. He's done. His pass is used by Dave. Like, what are they doing there? Anthony Scott and Lachlan McNeil, guys like this getting games. It doesn't make sense. They've got a good midfield. You've got McRae, Treloar, Liberatore, Bontempelli. You've got English as a ruck, and you've got Norton and Waitman up forward. You shouldn't be having these problems, but you do because you don't know how to pick a team. Why the hell you got guys like Buku Karmas and Josh Bruce in the reserves deserving a spot as a forward with Norton? Play them. That backline is useless. You need key defenders. You got Jed Bustlinger, a young draftee who will probably be good. But you might as well play now. Get rid of Alex Keith or Ryan Gardner or O'Donnell and Liam Jones. Get Jed Bustlinger in with... Alex Keith probably had a solid game the last few weeks, I suppose, for his standards. Put Keith for the meantime with Bustlinger and get rid of Gardner. Get rid of O'Donnell. They're both useless. Ryan Gardner's just recently played 50 games, but he's not good enough. And O'Donnell, at the moment, won't make it if he continues the way he's going. I don't know why you're on a list spot, to be honest. But yeah, there's a lot of question marks with the Bulldogs, and they got themselves to blame. I thought, though, that the Swans, Gordon was their best player. Parker was solid as well. Hopefully they get Chad Warner back soon. But he had a great game, kicked a couple. He had signs in that last quarter he was going to stuff it up again, like the week before, with missing shots. But he had some good goals. Papley was influential. 4 goals in the last quarter was bloody great. 2 in the last, got them the win. But the Bulldogs in the 8 still. If they lose this week against Essendon, they're out of here and they're in trouble. Now, Melbourne 105 defeated the Brisbane Lions 104. Not going to repeat myself. Illegal disposal of gone. Rubbish. Melksham, though. What a handy player he's been from time to time for Melbourne. Like, he's not the biggest name. He's not the best skilled player. But he's popping up in moments. Did it against St Kilda. He's did it against Brisbane in a bigger opportunity after the siren almost. Turn on the game. I think he's had games like this last year. Didn't he have a game near the end of the game to win Melbourne the game as well? He's had little moments like this, Melksham. I mean, he's not the greatest player. He's a handy depth option, and he's proven better than 3/4 of their forward line, to be honest. Outside of Bailey Fritsch, he's probably the next best forward. And that's saying something because Brown in and out, Van Rooyen in and out. Shaki hasn't got a chance. And then who else? Spargo's been in and out. Like, Cozzy Pickett's been absolutely inconsistent. He deserves to be dropped. But they got no one. So he's just going to stay in there. But it was a great win for Melbourne. Petrarca, he hit the first 4 goals of the game. Brisbane, and they got the last 4 goals of the game. Brisbane shouldn't have gone defensive. People say, I don't have that opinion. I just think they just lost it and then the illegal disposal of gone. But it was a great game to watch. Exciting for both teams, stressful. But unfortunately for Brisbane, Melbourne got the win by a solitary point. Now, the Sunday games, the MCG, it was Collingwood 113, smashed the Dockers 67 by 46 points. The Pies, 10 goals second quarter. That's what set it up. Freo were decent in the first quarter. Neil Erasmus had a good young player, had a good game. He may get the Rising Star. I'm recording this in the afternoon, so I don't know if he's got the Rising Stars of this recording. But yeah, I thought he was decent. Brayshaw was terrific. Sean Darcy was good before he got injured. The Pies, Nick Dacos, Josh Dacos. Dem Stay kicked a couple. Good to see. It's the usual suspects. Side bottom was back. Pendlebury was subbed off tactically. I thought they had a good game though. Maynard back. So will be back. So Myercheck, that's the one. Sorry, he'll be back this week. But Braden Maynard came back to side bottom and did all right. So, and Darcy Moore, as I said, early in my team of the week. He was terrific. And now Jamie Elliott is an emergency in my team of the week. He got 4 goals. He was pretty good as well. But yeah, the Dockers, this season is effectively over. What to do with Justin Longmuir at the end of the year? Is he coaching under the pressure? Comment down below. Is Justin Longmuir from the Dockers in trouble? Have to wait and see. Now, the other Sunday afternoon game at Heritage Bank Stadium in Queensland up on the Gold Coast. It's Gold Coast Suns 77 defeated my Saints 51. Gold Coast by 26 points. What can I say? Plain and simple, we're beaten from the start. The fumbles, St Kilda, mate. Fuck. It's really annoying. Fumble. You know, Gold Coast, yeah, sure, are accustomed to those conditions, but there's no excuses for that. The conditions were the same for both teams. They weren't fumbling. We were fumbling. Maybe they should be training there on that ground the day before and get accustomed to those conditions. No excuses. Their planning is obviously terrible. Very annoyed. Gold Coast are decent at home. I don't mind the Suns. But the Saints, another opportunity to go 5th or go 4th at the start of the round. They had Melbourne not won. You know, that opportunity was still there, and you could have been close to the top 4 still. That's now done. Top 4's locked in. It was a game we had to win. North and Hawthorn next year, we should bloody win them. But I don't care what anyone says about our form and that. We should still beat those 2 sides. Yes, Hawthorn have beaten us already. North are crap, and Hawthorn aren't great. So, and inconsistent. More bad than good. So we need to be winning those 2 games. I'll be very annoyed if we don't. But this game alone. Jackie Paris had a good debut, the young small forward who I've had on the podcast about a year and a bit ago. I know Jack, if he's listening. He did very well. 14 disposals, about 5 tackles on his debut. Small pressure forward. He's very quick. He's never been a big possession in the 2s. He's probably had more possessions in the AFL than he actually has in the 2s. He only generally has about 8 touches in the VFL game as a small forward and pressure player. He did pretty well, I thought, on debut. Filippo kicked a goal, got subbed off. They must have had that planned. It was an odd move. I don't know why they would sub off my man Filippo. Come on, Ross, the boss. Don't do that. You could talk of Winhager or Ryan Burns. I know you wanted to tag Noah Anderson, who had 7 score involvements at halftime and 5 of them in the second quarter of their 7 score involvements for the quarter. He had 5 of them. But yeah, hopefully he goes back. Here he comes in for maybe Ryan Burns. Does Tommy Keane want to get a game? Witsy destroyed Marshall, unfortunately. I don't like admitting that, but he did. My man Witsy as well. Did well. Flanders did solid. Rory Atkins did well for the Suns. Will Powell, my mate Powell, he did well. Ben King didn't have the greatest against. Wilkie did a decent job on him. But Higgins has got to come in. And Tom Campbell should be in. Play 2 Ruckman Ross. Play Rowe as the forward. With Owens, with Caminiti, with Sharman. Sharman had a decent game, so he was saying this week. With Butler and Higgins coming back, and Paris if he's still in. Filippo. Come on. It wasn't good enough. They beat us from the start, and we never looked like we were going to win that. And then we were just trailing from the start. Had a little chance of coming back, then it just didn't happen. Poor use and everything. Pretty disappointing if you ask me. Yeah. All right, the next game we're going to go through is the Twilight game. It was Carlton and Port Adelaide. I understand Port Adelaide has 7 players out. Carlton by 50 points, 122 to 72. No excuses. Holy Lord. Oh, Lord. His goal kicking was terrible. It's good that he got opportunities and got to the ball, but he wasn't good at all. They missed Charlie Dixon. Horn Francis was out. He doesn't do much anyway. Not right now, at least. Butters was solid. He's fine. Got a groin issue, Ken said, but he'll play against the Pies. More managing him because they couldn't win. Rosie had a decent game. Dan Houston was terrific, 41. Carlton, though. Silvani, Walsh, Curnow, all their good games. Akers. Jordan Boyd has been sent to the tribunal too, by the way, so that'll be on Tuesday night. Check that out. How he got 3 weeks for that, at least. He's going to be getting atrocious. It really is. I feel for him. Darcy Brent-Jones, unfortunately, got concussed. But there was really nothing in it. It really wasn't. I'm really disappointed for him that he got 3 weeks. And Josh Shelley got 2 weeks, by the way, for his silly antics against Giants. So he probably got what he deserved, unfortunately. Sorry, Josh. But, yeah, deserved a suspension. And Rampy, by the way, they are appealing that decision for the Swans. And Dustin Martin, will he be suspended? We'll find out. You'll probably find out now while you're listening to this and watching this. While I'm recording this, it hasn't come out yet because I'm recording this in the afternoon, as I said before, a few times now. But yeah, Carlton were too good from the start. Destroyed them. Bang, 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 bang. Then part of the game, especially in the power, couldn't really come back. They got to around 5 goals, but that was as close as they were getting. The Blues were dominant. Are they finals bound? Are they doing the turnaround from last year? Last year, they had the lead and they blew it in terms of the ladder position. But now are they doing it the other way, coming from behind and working their way up to the top? We don't know. Carlton fans will believe. Connor Rogers on 89, he was believing. Go check that interview out if you haven't already. It's in one of the most recent videos. And who's an AFL YouTuber and best mates with Caden McDonald. And they both work at the AFL. So go check that out if you haven't already. Links should be down below or in the video section of this channel. But yeah, Carlton were terrific. Can they keep this up? We'll have to wait and see. They've had a decent month, though, the Blues. Now, the game of the round was deemed as potentially game of the round, but it did not live up to that at all. Geelong 122, spanked the Bombers 45, Geelong by 77. In Merritt's 200, I mentioned before, he wasn't great. He was tagged by Mark O'Connor. Geelong were too strong. Hawkins and Myers and Max Holmes were decent for them. For the Bombers, you could say no one turned up at all. It was a shit show for the Bombers and showed why they're not as good as their fans truly think they are. Now, the next game of the round, this was a great game. I love watching this game. It was the Crows 57, defeated by the Giants 71. Giros for 14 points. The last 5 goals of the game, the Giants, they were terrific. Sorry, the last 4 goals of the game went to them. They were terrific, really good. Toby Green. Tom Green's out for hammy for 3 weeks. I wish him all the best. You got Toby Green, Jesse Hogan, Toby Bedford, Josh Kelly, Harry Himmelberg, Sam Taylor, Kieran Briggs did okay. They had a great game, the Giants. They deserved this victory. The umpiring was against them. I had a few Crows fans going, oh, no, the umpiring was against us. That's bullshit. The umpiring in this game was atrocious, rubbish, ridiculous. And I'm glad the Giants won. And I've said, beware the Giants. It's a big sound from the west of the town. It's the sound of the mighty Giants there. They're banging on the door for a top 8 spot. They're the best percentage out, about 2%, as I said earlier. Beware the Giants. They had a great game. For the Crows, Laird was terrific, he was terrific. And Jordan Dawson was pretty solid as well. Tex got well held by Sam Taylor, as I mentioned earlier. The 2 Sunday games, not going to stay on this for too long. North Melbourne 40, smashed by the Hawks 88. Hawks by 48. Connor Nash, Warple, Bruce, Amon, Weddle, all terrific. Sicily was quiet in his first game back from suspension. This Tipper. Hawthorn by 48. North were terrible. If Hawthorn kicked straight in the first half, this could have been 50 points at half time. It's like 7-14 in the third quarter, the Hawks. They could have put a lot more, and they kicked straight in the second half, but the damage was already done, and the Hawks gave the Roos a spanking. Final game to go through the round. It's gone. West Coast 60, defeated by the Tigers. 38 points. Lost 60 to 98. 38-point victory to the Tigers. To be honest, I thought West Coast played better. It was just 2 moments in the game that cost the Eagles the game. Start of the third quarter, they conceded 4 goals in the first 6 minutes, and then 2 goals in the last minute of the game. That's your 6-goal margin right there. I mean, the scenarios they had Jimmy go straight away for hamstring. He had McGovern go for 20 minutes for concussion test. He passed it, but had to wait 20 minutes. Then you had Barras, the Williams, Jack and Bailey go off for little niggles in between the game. Oh, my back hurts. But yeah, they had some injury issues. Andrew Gaff, demoted to the sub, was terrific. He had 28 disposals, was probably the best player on the ground for the Eagles, along with Tim Kelly. For Richmond, Dan Rioli and Shai Bolton, probably their 2 best players. But I wouldn't be bragging if I was a Richmond fan about this win. I thought the Eagles played not far better, but they played better. You could say Richmond did take their opportunities, but not did the Eagles straight away. Darling, congratulations to Jack Darling, who got his 500th goal, one under him. But yeah, it was an average win for the Tigers. We understand West Coast scenario at the moment. which is probably why you'd be disappointed if you're a Richmond fan. So, but yeah. All right. Now it's time for my Supercoach talk. This round in Supercoach, I scored 2,449, and I've gone up 2% in the ranking. Top 6%. I was top 2% for the round, top 6% overall. So, sorry, I'm just having a message back someone. Anyway, all right, let me continue. Sorry about that, guys and girls. Yeah, so I had a great score. I had to do 2 bloody trades, so that's why I've got 3 left now, and I'm not happy with that. Tom Mitchell's got the boot, got Jack Steele, and I gave yeah, that's right. I got rid of Zeeble and got Luke Ryan in defence. So swapped Sheasel back to the forwards. Zeeble was traded in the defence. Got Luke Ryan. Did want Sicily, but do you want to blow the budget? I would have had to trade a rookie, and then I wouldn't have worked in the end because Tom Mitchell ended up being subs. I would have had to undo that, and it was a frustrating round for Supercoach. And then Ryan Merrett coming as a laid out on the Saturday. So it's like, you had all these things happen, and it's the wrong suspended. So it's just like, will this round ever stop with all this drama? And then you couldn't fit players in. You want to get players in, don't have the money space, and you want to put them in. Then you have to undo it because a bloody other player's not playing or getting dropped. It's just frustrating. But I worked my way around it. It was good. I had a full 18 and scored what I scored. But yeah, I had a terrific round. Got 3 trades left, as I said. I'm going to use them once. I'm not trading unless I need to now. But yeah, it was a really good round. I'm pretty happy with that. So I'll just go through my team quickly. You got Dawson, Sinclair, Stewart, Nick Dacos, Will Day, Luke Ryan. We're going to keep Will Day now. Bench, Osen Mullen and Charlie Constable. Mids, Rory Laird, Andy Brayshaw, Lockie O'Neill, Matt Rao, Christian Petrarca, Caleb Sarong, Jack Steele, and Paddy Cripps. Bench, Jasper Fletcher, Matt Roberts, who's played 2s the last 2 weeks. Hopefully he can come in just for some cover. And Ryan Angwin. Rucks, Jared Witts and Kieran Briggs. Bench, Ned Moyle. Forward, Zach Butters, Harry Sheasel, Steve Cornelio, Connor Rosie, Tim Taranto, and Errol Goulden. I mean, Sheasel and Day are the only 2 that I'm really considering getting rid of, and Paddy Cripps. So that's if I need to. So and then the bench, Ryan Marrick and Blake Drury. Yeah, as I said, pretty happy with that team. Pretty happy with those scores. And at the moment, I have not made any trades, hence the question mark right there. All right. Now let's go preview the round 19 games. Big round. We went to the ladder before. But starts on Friday night. No more Thursday games, unfortunately. I like the Thursday games. Comment down below if you like the Thursday games. If you do or don't, and why you do or don't like them. I love them because there's more days of football to watch and more content out on those nights. So Friday night at Marvel Stadium, 7:50 Victorian time. It's Essendon hosting the Bulldogs. I'll be tipping the Essendon Football Club to bounce back in a close game, probably 10 points or so, 5 points. I think I put 2 points on ESPN tipping. Saturday, 1:45 at the MCG. This is all Victorian times when I say the times. 1:45 Victorian time. Richmond hosting the Hawks. I think, unfortunately, Richmond will get the win there. 2:10 at Marvel Stadium on Saturday. It's Carlton hosting the Eagles. Carlton will win there. 4:35 Twilight on Saturday. It's the Brisbane Lions hosting Geelong. This is going to be a big clash. I'm going to tip the Lions. They play really well at the Gabba, and they're undefeated at home this year, I'm pretty sure. Geelong, they played Essendon at home. They play somewhere else. They've been pretty mediocre this season, to be honest. I'm tipping the Lions, and I'm pretty confident in that by 20 points. It should be a close one. Game of the round. Port Adelaide v the Pies. Second v first. Adelaide Oval, 7:40 Victorian time. Port Adelaide hosting the Power of the Adelaide Oval. I'm tipping the Pies. There's still a few question marks on whether Orn Francis and people like that will come back, so I'll have to wait and see there. And Dixon, he might come back, but is he coming back rushed? Lysette against Darcy Cameron. Darcy Cameron might be back. Brody Mychek will be back for the Pies, so it'll be interesting to see how they go. Does Mason Cox get dropped? But I'll be going for the Pies there. Fremantle v Swans at Optus Stadium, 7:40 Victorian time, Saturday night. I'll be tipping the Swans, but only just. The Dockers will want to bounce back, at least get some pride, and they still mathematically can make it. So they Need to get the bank the win and probably eliminate the Swans for me. That'd be nice. Sunday games, 1:10 at Manuka Oval in Canberra. It's the Giants hosting the Suns. The two of the sides I would like to see make the 8. Obviously, one or none will get there. I'm going to go for the Giants, which unfortunately would end the Suns season. The Giants have been pretty good this year, as I said. Beware the Giants top 8, and they'll probably be they will be in the 8 and the round. GWS win this game. Essendon and Bulldogs play each other. No matter if St Kilda, St Kilda or Geelong, how they go, GWS will be in the 8. They win this week because one of Essendon or Bulldogs are losing. So the Giants win. They're in the 8 end of the round, and I've been saying for months. So don't just jump on the bandwagon now. I've been saying beware the Giants. Himmelberg, Green, Tom Green, Briggs, Cornelio, Whitfield, Sam Taylor, Connor Iden, Harry Perryman, Jesse Hogan, Toby Bedford. They've had some great years, those guys. So I'm going for the Giants over the Suns there. Melbourne v Adelaide at the MCG Sunday at 3:20. I'm going to tip Melbourne, but the Crows did well against the Pies at the MCG, and they were probably robbed, or they were robbed. Jordan Dawson was robbed. Head-eye contact from Jamie Elliott. But yeah, I'm going the Demons there to bounce back, even though they won, but bounce back to a degree. And the final game involves my Saints hosting North Melbourne at Marvel Stadium Sunday at 4:40. Obviously between my Saints, and they better bounce back, and they could go as high as 5th at the end of the round. But the main thing now, if it's 5th or 6th, it doesn't really matter. You still have the home final there. And to be honest, outside of the Giants, the other teams that are in contention are really going to be all the Victorian teams. So, yeah, it's just need to get the win. Just get the win. Ideally, we spank them, but at the moment, I'm just going to take a win. Just not too close. Really, greatly appreciate that. Hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of Kick Super. One final thing I want to mention. So my final thoughts are simply this. You want me on Cameo, head to cameo.com/CooperG. Subscribe if you haven't already. Smash that like button. I want to aim for 20 likes to this video. If you haven't liked this video yet, smash the like button. Sub if you haven't already. And get your mates on board. Share these videos out. I can't stress this enough. It's free. Get your mates on board. Say, hey, this guy's named Scoops. He loves the Saints. Does these podcasts. Does these interviews, vlogs, etc. Opinionated videos. Follow my Instagram channel too, AFL Info Live, Facebook AFL Information, Trade Rumors and Results. It's got 53k plus followers. Instagram page over 3,000. And reminder, tomorrow at 5 p.m, Tuesday at 5 p.m, my interview with the Melbourne Stars BBL Big Bash League General Manager Blair Crouch. Great guy. Gave me 3 exclusives that are not publicly known yet. So go check that out. Smash that like button if you haven't already. And look forward to that. I'll live premiere that one as well. Blair Crouch interview. Talk about new signings they're looking at, who they've got, who they've done some trades, some behind the scenes about what they're looking at, type of players in particular, the international draft, when that is, and everything like that. So keep an eye out for that tomorrow at 5 p.m. Thank you all for watching. The most important thing of all to remember is go the Saints. And of course, acknowledge me, the one, Cooper Gretsch. Go Saints. Come on.